Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce Chamber Vibes podcast. This is Kayla, and today we've got Foster back with us. Good morning, Foster.
Good morning, Kayla.
And we also have a guest with us this morning that we'll introduce in just a few minutes. First, we want to talk about some of our events that we have coming up. One is happening tomorrow, and this is going to be Foster's first signature event with the chamber. So this event has been her baby since she has started. So our 10th annual job fair is going to be tomorrow at the Bedford YMCA from 10 to 2. Originally, this was at the Forest Library, but as the weather looks worse and worse, we decided to move it to the Bedford Y. So if you are planning to join us at our job fair tomorrow, it's at the Bedford YMCA, not the Forest Library.
Yes, please don't go to the Forest Library because we will not be there. But the Bedford YMCA is amazing for letting us change our location. There's some storms that are happening this weekend. Last weekend, I'm sure all of you saw the horrendous wind, and we just don't want to get everybody set up there and then have to, abandon ship.
Right.
So, but
absolutely.
Shout out to the Y for letting us have it there. They're a great chamber partner, and we appreciate their support of local business.
Absolutely. The Y is such an amazing partner with us, and anytime we need anything, need a space for an event, they do not mind helping us out at all. I was there this morning, and they already have signs up saying that the gym is going to be closed tomorrow for the event.
Awesome.
So they were able to get that switched over for us really quickly. So during the job fair, we're going to have about 35 exhibitors representing businesses from all across the region. So tons of variety in different types of careers.
Yep. There's full-time, there's part-time, there's seasonal jobs. I even saw an internship or two. So if you are looking for a position, whether it be for this summer or for long-term, this is the place to go, because this is like a job fair is a great way to get a sense of the business, of who you'll be working for and working with, the role. It's just a really nice way to kind of get a taste of a bunch of different jobs and also make connections with the people that are there.
Yeah, it's a great networking opportunity because a lot of these people that come to these events, they're the HR managers, maybe even the business owner if it's a small business. So it's a great way to expand your network of professionals in the area. And it's also a wide variety of different types of careers. We have healthcare, Foster Fuels, Intercept Health, Bedford Weaving, AmeriCare Plus, tons of different options on here. Let me see another. The Water Authority will be there, Wooldridge Heating and Air. So we have a good variety, I think, of like large businesses and also small businesses as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then also during the job fair, we're going to have headshots available. We will be doing some giveaways. There will be lunch available for purchase on site from Muncie's Smoke Shack. I will personally be getting my lunch from them tomorrow.
Me too.
I love their food so much. So I'm excited to have them out again. And let's see, is there anything else I'm forgetting?
We'll also have some workforce programming.
Yes.
Yes, free to the public. If you want to come and have a little bit of career development, in addition to making connections and possibly finding a new job, this is the place.
Absolutely. So we will also have Mike McKendry with Radio 434 and the Mike Show in attendance tomorrow. He's going to be doing his famous man on the street interviews with some of our businesses, with just attendees at the event, sponsors. So if you are an exhibitor tomorrow, you will get the opportunity to make a little kind of commercial for your business that you can share on your Facebook page and keep going for a while. It's not something that you can only use tomorrow. You can talk about your business and keep using it for a while. So really excited about the job fair. It is our 10th annual one. And again, it's going to be tomorrow, April 6th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Bedford YMCA gym. And you will just enter through the front doors, take a left, and follow the hallway down to the gym. Another thing that we have going on is our Brick by Brick campaign. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the land purchase?
Sure. So back in 1973, the Bedford Chamber of Commerce did not have a permanent meeting spot we've been in existence since around 1925 when the Bedford Board of Trade voted to change its name. And before that, I mean, it was essentially the same organization. So we've been here for over a century, which is crazy. But before we had our office, we were meeting in basements of local businesses, and we're just kind of doing whatever. But the town and the chamber worked so tightly. They're like, well, let's just build a building. It'll be amazing. It's going to be a great idea. But for some reason, the chamber owns the office, but not the land. So X amount of years later, here we are, we're going to buy the land. Big purchase. So we have to fund it in some way. And we were trying to come up with ideas on how to like tie a fundraiser into the land itself. And we took inspiration from the Wharton Garden, and we are doing a commemorative brick campaign. So we are going to replace one of the sidewalks in front of the chamber office and install these engraved bricks, which can be purchased by community members, by businesses, in honor of a memory of a loved one, or maybe somebody was really involved with the town, lived here all their life, or just really liked Bedford. It's also a great way to, connect your business to downtown Bedford, because if you don't know where our office is, it's right there next to the Genealogical Museum and the County Admin Building. So it's right in the center of historic Centertown. So it's a great way to, connect yourself or your business to, historic Bedford.
It is, absolutely. And this is going to be phase one of this campaign. So this campaign will end in the next few weeks. And then we are going to kick off phase two of the campaign later this year for the next payment that we'll have to make on our land. So just a really exciting opportunity to be able to connect yourself to the historic downtown Bedford area and Centertown. It's really cool, like Foster said, for businesses, community members. I know we have some board members or people who were involved with the chamber years ago. It's just a really neat way to kind of commemorate those people. So, the last event that we will kind of touch on really quickly is our next Live at 5 networking event. And this is a really fun one that we do every year. This is our Hillcats Live at 5. So, we will go and do a little bit of networking before the game starts. And then you can just hang out and watch the game with us, eat some food. It's a really fun time. So this one is going to be on Thursday, April 27th. We'll probably start the networking around 6 or so, depending on the time that the game starts. We'll put out a more solid time here in the next couple of weeks. But for this Live at 5, it's a little bit different than some of ours. You have to RSVP before because we only have a limited amount of space. So if you would like to attend that event, please either call us at the office or email one of us in the office. You can also go on the website and RSVP that way, but you will have to RSVP ahead of time. Again, that one is going to be on April 27th, around 6 o'clock or so before the Hillcats game starts. So, we can go ahead and introduce our guest for this morning. So, we have Earine Taylor with us, joining us from Spring Oak Senior Living. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. So, let's start out by talking about just what is Spring Oak, because I think a lot of people still, they're like, the Elks Home, is it still the Elks Home, is it not the Elks Home, so just give us an overview.
Absolutely. It will always be the Elks Home. That's for sure. That's what it's known for here. But Spring Oak is senior living. Spring Oak started senior living in New Jersey, and they decided to move into Virginia. So they purchased 5 buildings in Virginia. So we are a senior living community that caters to our seniors, not just to the profits. We're here because we care, and we want people to know that the building has transferred ownership a few times from my understanding, but we're here to stay. We're here. We're going to take care of seniors in need. We are a private pay community, but we have alternative sources for payment as well. So don't let payment stop you from coming to see what we have to offer for our seniors who can no longer do it at home by themselves.
Mm-hmm. And Ernie, you are the regional director of community outreach. So I know when we talked before, you were like, I'm in Bedford this day and then I'm on the road again. So
That's
just
correct.
tell us a little bit about how far Spring Oak kind of reaches and what all your job entails.
That's a great question. So we have 6 total communities in Virginia. They start in Christiansburg. We also have Bedford, of course, the Elks Home. We have Petersburg, Virginia, Louisa, Virginia, Culpeper, Virginia, and Warrenton, Virginia.
Mm.
So for me, drive wise, that's about 4 hours,
Mhm.
depending upon the week. A lot of times I'm between Petersburg and Warrenton. So that's about 2.5 hours apart, back and forth, and then back to Bedford. Bedford is considered our main building in Virginia. So that's kind of our Virginia corporate office per se. But so what I do is I travel around and I work with senior centers. I work with skilled nursing homes. I work with hospitals. I work with any case manager. And in an attempt to be able to get in front of those seniors and their families that may be finding themselves in the position where mom or dad or aunt or grandma can't do it by themselves
Mhm.
anymore. And my goal and objective is to talk to them about what their options are. My goal is not to push them into a specific avenue. Senior living might not be the option at that point. It might be a home health or a private pay home care scenario. But I want them to know that I'm a resource to them for all facets of what the senior living industry entails.
Mhm.
With that being said, of course, I want to build that relationship with the seniors and their families so that they know when that time comes, I can be a trusted resource for them. And hopefully, Spring Oak will be their answer if assisted living is needed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's so awesome that you guys have been able to expand. I mean, starting in New Jersey and now you've made your way all the way down to Virginia with so many locations here. It's really great. I think it really says a lot about the company itself. So tell us a little bit about the first year of Spring Oak in Bedford. What are you guys hoping for, planning for? What do you see a year from now happening?
Again, another great question. Our first year is to make the Elks Home a intricate part of the community again. Again, it's my understanding. I'm not from here, unfortunately, but it's my understanding that at one time it was the center of the
Mm.
community, and over time it has lost its luster for that. We want to bring that back. We want to be a source for the entire Bedford, Lynchburg, Roanoke community.
Mm-hmm.
We want people to know that we're here to be part of the community, not just here as a business. We are very fortunate. When you said it, it's great to hear that Spring Oak started in New Jersey and came to Virginia. To go back a little deeper, we're family owned. We are not a corporate board of investors. We are one family owns the business. The family started the business in the 70s in Colorado as skilled nursing. And the family moved from that into owning hospitals and doing adult care in Connecticut, and then started assisted living in New Jersey and then brought it into Virginia. And who knows what's next? What's our next chapter?
Right.
We haven't stopped here. I can assure you of that. But regardless of how big we get or how small we stay, we will always be all about care.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the finance, it's the care. So, we're able to make big decisions that families might have questions on without having to wait, 2 or 3 weeks to get a whole board to come back with the final answer.
Right.
Um, Again, we're just a very fortunate company. Our owners are an amazing family. They truly do put all of their heart, soul, efforts, and a lot of the proceeds right back into our communities and our families,
Mm-hmm.
and also our employees. We believe in paying a fair wage. So again, I'm not sure if we're signed up for the job fair. I hope we are. But always, if you're looking for a job in healthcare, please come see us at the Elks Home. We're always hiring, but we're never short staffed.
Mm-hmm.
I think everything you just said makes me feel so hopeful because you're right. I mean, the Elks Home is still like everybody knows what it is, and everybody goes and sees the Christmas lights
Yeah,
everywhere. Yeah, and it's
yeah.
beautiful. And I mean, I'm from Bedford. I think out of the three of us, I'm the only one that grew up here. But I mean, my prom was held at the Elks Home.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of different little things. I've had family members that have been residents there. I have friends whose grandparents are there.
Mhm.
And it is a special place, and I've seen like your website and your
Yeah.
social media, and it gives me hope because everything that I've seen and that I've heard you say is very much tied to what our community, needs and what we value.
Mhm. All the way across Virginia, I find that it's all community. And
Mm-hmm.
and I grew up in Southwest Virginia. I grew up in Floyd County,
Mm-hmm.
Reiner area. So I understand what community means. I'm very fortunate that Spring Oak family did find me to come on board as their regional community outreach director because of that word community. I've been asked many times, "Are you still doing the Christmas lights?" Absolutely, that's not going to stop. We're looking at making it bigger and better. Some people have requested a little bit of a change up. I understand that. But there's something that you said just now, talking about your promise there.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started with Spring Oak, when I walked into Bedford, plain clothes, no badge, I just wanted to walk the building and
Mm-hmm.
and see what the community was like. I had a couple different residents there stop me and say, "Can I help you? Are you looking for something?" And I said, "I'm just checking out the building, seeing what it looks like." And every resident that stopped me said, "Isn't it beautiful?
Oh.
It is so beautiful. There is such a historic value of beauty in that building." People have asked me from further stretches of Virginia, "Are you going to remodel?" Absolutely not. Is there any plans for renovation on certain parts of our Bedford Elks Home community? Yes, there is. There is. We want it to be better,
Mm-hmm.
but we want to keep that historic value. And going back to talking to the residents, we have a specific resident. I'll keep her anonymity, but she talks about the black tie fairs that she used to attend there when she was younger, and we're going to bring that back.
That's awesome.
We have an amazing executive director. Her name is Carrie Jackson. She is also our regional director of operations. So she and I have worked together for years in the past, and we know the importance of bringing that black tie affair, proms, networking events
Mhm.
back to our community to have the Bedford community be able to revisit the Elks Home and see that we are alive and we're having fun. Spring Oaks don't believe in aging in place. We believe in living in place. And that goes from our residents to our associates to our guests.
Mhm.
We want everyone to live in place.
I love that. And Foster mentioned following you guys on social media and your website and stuff.
Yes,
I've
please.
followed the Facebook page, and every week the highlight of my week is seeing what the baking club is doing each week. It just is
Yes,
so
yes.
fun to follow that along.
Our program director, Sharon, just goes above and beyond, but she has multiple generations of her family that has worked in the Elks Home.
Okay.
So she knows its full history, and she is a gem. I'm so thankful that we have her. She is all over our Facebook, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Being one of the administrators of the Facebook, I never have to worry about what's getting popped up on Bedford. There's always multiple posts, and we have very good family interaction on our Facebook as well. So yeah, anyone that hasn't already, please follow our Facebook. It's definitely worth paying attention to.
Yeah.
And will you say your Facebook the way that it's written out? Because I think it's still the Elks Home on Facebook.
We actually you can pull the Elks Home and
Okay.
find it, but we actually just got all the Facebooks for the companies changed. So it's Spring Oak Bedford.
Mm-hmm.
You will find it that way. But if you type in Elks Home, it will come up.
Okay.
But yes, please go find it, check it out, like us. We greatly appreciate that.
And another thing that I just thought about, Foster and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago. We saw that there was a wedding at the Elks Home, Spring Oak, between two of the residents.
There was it was a phenomenal weekend event. We had a couple residents that came to our community at different times. If I'm not mistaken, but don't quote me on this, one was married when they came there, but their spouse passed away while they were there. And they started dating within the community. Now, that in itself speaks so much volume about our community, that it is so amazing that a couple can date inside the community.
Mm-hmm.
But they did. They started dating, and eventually things progressed, and they decided they wanted to tie the knot. We have a beautiful chapel on our second level, elevator, of course. So a lot of our residents and our residents' families came to witness this union between these two. You're absolutely right.
It's so awesome.
That is
We were
really cool.
talking about it at the office. Just so cool that, like you said, that they were able to date living in the community and be able to take that next step. It's just awesome.
I was
Um,
also wondering, so you spoke about the history of the Elks Home. Did you know that the Elks Home is actually featured in a Bill Murray movie, What About Bob?
That's a great point to bring up. I did know that. There is one part of our community which we have given to our program director, Sharon,
Mm-hmm.
as the activity space that was remodeled for that movie.
That's crazy.
So that's the newest part of the community. It is beautiful, and it is a great space for programming.
Mm-hmm.
It gives us lots of different arenas to do different types of activities, from the baking club to bingo to church service, even though we have a chapel upstairs. It is. I did know that. I think it's amazing that they brought a crane in and lifted the elk.
See, I didn't know that. That's
Yes.
insane.
Yes, they brought a crane in and lifted the elk, and it was actually hovering above them when they pulled up in the car to drop Bill Murray off
Wow.
at.
wow,
Yeah, yeah.
that
It's
is
it's
cool.
great history.
Yeah.
Great history.
That is really cool. I did not know that. And you talked earlier, you keep bringing up how much you guys care as an individual, as Spring Oak as a whole, just how much you all care. And I was able to witness that firsthand when I first came to the Elks Home. That was actually the first time I'd ever been inside of the building.
Oh, nice.
I didn't grow up here either. I've been, of course, to the Christmas lights, but that was the first time I'd been inside of the building. But it was just so refreshing to see how you interacted with the residents. You know, you spoke to everyone that we walked by as you were giving me a little tour. And it was just really great to see having family members who were formerly in assisted living areas that maybe not weren't as great, or the staff wasn't as caring for the residents. So it's just really great to see.
I'm glad you brought that up. I started in senior living many years ago. I worked for a very large company. I will just say it was not family owned, and there was a push for policy, procedure, direction, what your position was supposed to do. It didn't allow so much for that family interaction. But as I worked through the years in senior living, I found out that I came to this industry because I care.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed to find a company that would allow me and its full staff to care. And if your daily direction is your nursing, this is what you do. Your sales and marketing, this is what you do. Your kitchen, this is what you do. Then you never are allowed to connect and care. And Spring Oaks allows us to connect and care, regardless of what our position is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have full housekeeping, full maintenance, full nursing, full kitchen. We have an amazing chef, Tom. He's just amazing. But they can call our residents by name. They know things about our residents. Now, do I know things about their families yet? Give me some time. I'm covering 6 communities, but I'm learning quickly. And every one of those residents that I see on a regular basis when I'm in the Elks Home or the Bedford community it just has a special meaning in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
It truly does.
And I feel like that makes such a difference in really any businesses. I mean, since I've been at the chamber, I've been able to tour tons of businesses in Bedford that I usually wouldn't have the opportunity to go inside. But I think of Centos and Chase, who used to be on our board, and Chad Kopp, who is now there. When you walk through the building, they speak to every single employee. And it's not just, hey, how are you? It's, hey, did you watch the episode last night of, whatever show that we both watched?
Right.
Or like, hey, how's your mom doing? I know she had surgery last week. It's very personal, and you really can tell that they care about all of their employees. So I feel like it kind of goes back to that community feel in Bedford, and just everyone from Bedford loves Bedford. They love the people from here. Everyone that I talk to that's not from here the same way I am, the first thing they say is, aren't the people here just amazing? And it just goes for, I feel like, every person, every community, every business in the area. Everyone's just so caring. and
This is
just
part of the reason I came back.
yeah.
Yeah, I
It
mean, I graduated from UVA last year. I spent 6 months in Richmond. Thought I was gonna stay in the city, and it's just there's something about Central Southern Virginia. There's something about Bedford. I I came back and I'm happy I did. Like,
you're right. Richmond's great, but you just can't beat the feel of
mm-mm.
the small
Mhm.
communities. And Kayla, you're right. I mean, having someone recognize you when you walk by, it makes all the difference. It makes all the difference. Look, when it comes to senior living, we have to understand as an industry whole, our sweet seniors don't wake up one morning and say, well, today's the day I'm going to senior living. No,
Right.
that's not their goal and objective.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're having to give up their home that they've had for 40, 50, 60, 70 years, maybe even a family home that's been generations.
Mhm.
And they're coming to a place where, though they have privacy, they have someone knocking on their door for medication management, meals are being provided, delicious meals, so they don't have to cook anymore. But even though they don't have to cook anymore, that's still taking one of their liberties away of cooking. Now, as you mentioned earlier, we have cooking class, so we're wanting to give back. But that's what I mean by caring. We understand this was not their goal and objective, so we want to make it the most happy, fun place they could possibly be in. We don't want to look at it like this is a nursing home, and I'm air
Mm-hmm.
quoting that because it's not a nursing home. We're not taking the fun out of life.
Mhm.
Again, our motto is we live in place, we don't age in place. We want to be active, happy, and fun as long as we possibly can.
Yeah, I love that. And we'll have an opportunity for community members to come out to the Elks Home pretty soon.
Yes.
An exciting event that you guys are going to have an all day affair. Do you want to tell us a
Yes.
little bit about it?
Absolutely. So, as I mentioned earlier, Carrie Jackson and I got together and we said, you know, we've got to give back to Bedford. You know, Bedford has been here for the Elks Home, and again, from what we've understood, the Elks Home has failed giving back to Bedford. So it's time for us to do so. So we're going to do a huge grand opening or ribbon cutting. Thanks to the chamber for helping get that going um, on April the 20th. So we're going to kick off at 10 a.m. with a vendor fair in our front lawn. And I don't know if everyone knows this, but our front lawn is actually a 9-hole golf course. So we've got plenty of space. We currently have well over 20 vendors signed up to be there. These are all of the healthcare industry. So they're going to be there from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We will have multiple food trucks on site. So there's plenty of things to eat. There will be giveaways. That was not in the flyer that is posted, but there will be giveaways throughout the day as well. At about 3:30, we have a color guard and a bugler to announce everyone's attention to the front of the building. And at that time, I'm sure Carrie and I will speak a little bit, and we will do the large ribbon cutting on the front lawn, on the front porch. And after that, we will go inside for an open house. Tours of the building are available. Please let us know if you'd like to see what all the beauty, the historic beauty we were talking about. If you would like to see that, please let us know. We would love to take you on a tour of our building. Um, but there will be heavy hors d'oeuvres, wine, beer, tea, water, coffee, all the things. We want you to come. We want you to enjoy the day. We want you to hang out with us. We want you to hear what we're about. We want you to hear why we're here. Um, you know, even so, another detail, I should say, it's not minor, but another detail. There hasn't been a partnership with Littletown Players and the Elks Home
Mm-hmm.
for years,
Mhm.
but when I found that out in my first month, I said, whoa, this is a theater on our campus. Why is there not a relationship here? So, you know, we've built that relationship back up. You know, it just gives our residents another opportunity to do things that they've done in their lives that they feel like will be taken away by coming to senior living.
Mhm.
We're not going to take anything away. We're
Right.
going to hopefully add to. But yes, the ribbon cutting April the 20th from 10 a.m. until whenever we decide to stop. Um, all day affair. It's going to be great. I hope to see everyone in the Bedford and extending communities come out and see what we have to offer now.
And do you have any more space for vendors?
We do. We do. With the 9-hole golf course, I can keep adding until the day of. There is no fee for setting up. We want, again, to give back to Bedford. So if there are any vendors that are interested, please check out we have the flyer on the chamber page. We also have the flyer on our Facebook. But call the community. They'll get you in touch with me and I'll get you on the list. Again, up to the day of. If you want to call me that morning and say, hey, do you still have space? I'll make room. I'll make room because we want to give back. We want to make this the biggest event that we can possibly make it.
Absolutely. And we'll be cutting the ribbon at 4 that day. I think you mentioned that, but just to reiterate, so April 20th, 4 o'clock is when we're going to cut the ribbon. But if you come out earlier in the day, you'll get to see all the vendors and the food trucks.
And giveaways.
And giveaways. You can't forget the giveaways.
And the live music. Don't forget the music.
Yeah.
Yes, live music. Yes.
So I think that's going to be a really great opportunity for people to come out and see the community without feeling like, oh, I've got to go tour a senior living place.
Absolutely.
It can be a fun. You can go see the vendors, and while you're there, just go inside and see what all is in there.
Kayla made a very good point. If you are thinking a loved one might be time, or you for yourself, it might be time, and you don't want to feel like you're going to be pressured, but let me say, we will never pressure you regardless when you call to ask questions or come visit. But this gives you an opportunity to come see our building without actually saying, I might be looking. So keep that in mind, wide open spaces, very large building for you to walk around and meet some other residents and just see how happy of a place it is.
Absolutely. So if there is anyone that wants to get in contact with you guys or come tour at any time, so we have on your Facebook page, you have a phone number that's listed that probably would go in. So that is 540-586-8232. And that will get you in contact with the community, and you can ask any questions you might have. As far as tours and things like that go, if people can't come out on the 20th, can you come by any time for a tour? Do you need to call ahead of time?
No, you can come in any time for a tour. We have a gentleman by the name of Juan who is there, who is my marketing coordinator in the building, and he'll be happy to help you. But we're a family. We're a team. It's not about specific departments. We work together as a team because we're all there for one purpose. Again, that's caring for our seniors. So even if Juan is unavailable, anyone in the building can show you around. They might ask for your name and a phone number so Juan can check up with you to make sure that you were treated right and you got to learn everything about the building you wanted to. But yes, our team at any time can show you around our building. We don't refer to someone coming to our building and seeing if they're looking to move in as a tour. We refer to it as a community experience because we want them to experience in a short amount of time what it's like to live in our community. So we want to show you the fun things, the happy things, the program that's going on, introduce you to as many of the department heads as there are available to introduce you to, mainly Sharon, because she is the one that is going to be making happy, happy, happy all day long. She is also in charge of decorating when it comes to holidays. So it's always fun to get someone connected with Sharon. And plus, with her roots in this community, a lot of people know her. So yes, anyone that's interested in checking us out and they can't come out on the 20th, you're welcome to come by anytime. We're always available for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I think this has been a really great episode, just learning so much about the Elks Home and the Spring Oak community. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And we're really looking forward to coming out on the 20th and seeing all the vendors that are set up. And then we'll probably head back over to the office to get a little bit of work done before coming back for the ribbon cutting.
Sure.
So we're really looking forward to that. Again, it's April 20th. The vendor fair is starting at 10, and then the ribbon cutting will be at 4, followed by refreshments inside.
Yes.
So if you have any questions for Ernie or about the Spring Oak community, they are Spring Oak Bedford on Facebook. And he also said if you type in Elks Home, it'll still pop up. And then their phone number again is 540-586-8232. And if you have any questions about the chamber or need some information, our phone number is 540-586-9401. So I think that'll do it for today. And we will be back next Wednesday for another episode. So keep a lookout for the next Chamber Vibes podcast.